What's up, y'all? I just got back, man, from work. Took a shower. I'm tired, but I'm about to do these 10 reasons why Ethiopian traditional women are good for black men. I'm growing my hair back. I don't know if anybody know, but I used to have locks, and I actually cut them before my first visit to Ethiopia to get married. If I would have known I could have kept them, I would have kept them, but it's cool. You live and you learn. But I got my 10 reasons, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to dive right into it. This is your Melanated King back with another one, you feel me? So I'm a little tired, but we're going to push through it. So the first one out of 10, when dealing with Ethiopian women and why they're the best, I would say is your health increase, bro. Man, I don't know if anybody knows, but Ethiopian culture is all about health conscious. They eat a lot of vegetables. Their food base is this wonderful thing called injera. It's finger based, which is a lot of their traditional foods they eat with fingers. I mean, when you go to restaurants, of course, they got the forks and spoons and things, you know, like that. But just an everyday deal. It's finger based, but I'll never forget my first visit, bro. I got so sick when I ate the food, and it wasn't because of the food. I realized that being in America my entire life, eating all this processed garbage over here, when I went over there, and my mechanic is from, I believe, Liberia, and he told me before I went over there, I would see a difference in my muscle mass. I'm gonna get bigger within a few days because of how different the food is. And I was like, man, you bullshitting. Nah, bro. That shit was real. In about like 4 days, I was looking at my body. I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on, bro? It was weird, dog. But back to what I was saying, I got real sick because my body couldn't understand the organic, naturistic foods that I was eating. So I got really sick because my body was trying to flush out all that bullshit I've been eating for a while. The second time was better, but I would suggest if you go in there, when I took my shots and everything, the facility I went to, she recommended me to bring some stomach medicine, and I forgot. I was gonna buy some, but from her, from the Passport Health Clinic, but I fucking forgot. And the second trip, I forgot, but they had some stuff there in Ethiopia at the pharmacy, so I just kind of took that. It wasn't the same, but it helped calm down my stomach. But that's one thing I want you guys to focus on. Bring that shit with you when you do go. But I have to say, number one is your health will increase. My wife is all about health, being healthy. She's all about, you know what I'm saying, eating things that are good for the body, which is why I'm nervous for her to come here, because they have Ethiopian markets here. A lot of Ethiopian people live here, so I'm sure we can still eat the same, but I'm just kind of worried. We don't know where they get the food. Is it going to be the same? I'm just worried about that kind of shit. But number one, I would have to say is your health increase. Your woman's going to make sure they take good care of you because they take care of themselves. They take care of their family. They all eat the same. So it's by default. You're their husband, the head of the home. They're going to make sure you're taken care of straight up. Number two, loyal to the end. Man, they are, bro. I've dated a few. A lot of it, the other few that I dated, it just kind of, it just didn't really work out. one of them had a hard time trusting, and the other one, she was hurt. Um, so it just didn't work out. But when I met my wife, we bonded, and I've tried to separate from her because of what I've been going through with my baby mama, because I don't want my wife to suffer. And it's not that I don't love her, I just don't want her to go through what I'm going through. And she's there, bro, to the end. To the end, bro. She ain't going nowhere. It's not just the love, it's the connection. It's a spiritual connection. And I would say it's better than intimacy. I would have to say that. If me and her separate for whatever reason, I probably would be done dating, because not because I'm hurt, because I don't really care about it. I've expressed to her, even if we do break up, I'm gonna move on, because I'm not a man that's just that goes crazy over breakups. I just kind of move on like nothing ever happened. But that would probably be the last relationship that I would ever have, because that's the pinnacle over every relationship that I've been in. So I probably would never do it again. Number 3, intimacy is different. I'm trying not to make this video super long, but a lot of the times in America, we don't realize how perverted we are. We like to get head, we like to do things we shouldn't be doing. We like to have fun, right? We like to have fun. And we look at people as inexperienced, as gross, because everybody in America is experienced, right? So when I went over there and me and my wife became intimate for the first time, and then a few times after that, one way you will know when a woman has a low body count, they don't know what they're doing. And they don't base themselves off of being a sexual deviant. And I had to check myself, because of what I'm used to doing in America. I had to reevaluate myself and say to myself, hey, I understand she's not experienced. I understand she doesn't know half the things that we do in America. But that's okay, because she's not my girlfriend. She's my wife. And I don't know about any of you brothers, but when I got to thinking about it, I wouldn't want my wife to be well experienced in that department. A wife is supposed to be pure. A wife is supposed to be all the things that the women you date aren't. So it's okay if she don't do some of the things that you're used to getting. It's your wife. So in that aspect, I'm not saying intimacy is not enjoyable. It is. It's just different because, again, the lower of a body count you have with the woman, the less experience she's going to have. So you're going to have to teach her. You're going to have to do a lot of things. All right. Let's see where we're at. The beauty that was once natural, Ethiopian women bring it back. I'm going to try to make this very short. It's hard to explain. In America, man, you don't really appreciate a woman and what they look like nowadays, because every woman you see is showing something. When it's online, if it's at the store, if it's in the summer, if it's wherever. you don't get to think about what her body could potentially look like because it's presented to you. But when I went over there, you can imagine. It's like they're trying to hide it. Some of them dress provocative, but a lot of them, their facial exterior is beautiful, no makeup. I believe a lot of them are mixed with Middle Eastern because you just get that vibe. But with my wife, it was hard for her to undress in front of me in person because one, we first met, and two, I could tell she's been to herself after her first relationship, because any woman that could just rip off clothes and not become nervous, she's been around. And that made me more attracted to her too, because I started to realize, wow, I actually got me something. I have to appreciate this more because she hasn't been around. With women that've been around, there's nothing to appreciate. You just engage in the act and you keep it moving. Even if you're in a relationship, it's nothing special. You just, when it's that time, you do it and it is what it is. But with my wife, it was like I was a virgin again. And she was, because the moment felt like the first time. I had to be open, caring, and compassionate because of what she was giving me. And that's how you know a woman is special. Because women today, when they give you their body, it's nothing to them. But when it's hard, I'm not saying it was hard for my wife to undress, but she was nervous because she wanted to please me for one. She didn't know how because she was unexperienced. You get what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the act, I'm talking about just taking her clothes off. Let that sink in. Next, low body count, 0 to 1. And we're on number 6. So my wife has only dated one man in her country, and that's the man that took her virginity. And he ended up basically cheating on her, and she left him. And I didn't believe that in the beginning because in America that's unheard of. But I started believing it when I met her in person and I started seeing how she operates, seeing her thought process, the physical acts, of course, and that was very different. I had to move different. I had to think, okay, I know I've had intimacy a lot, but I have to slow down. I have to hold back on some of the things because she's going to be my wife, and one day we'll slowly get into those other things, but for now, I'm just going to take it slow. You don't think about that with regular modern women. You don't. You just do whatever. So that was different. And number 7, able to bond. So I don't know about all the other women there, but my wife, I didn't know at the time, But when we were arguing, these are conversations we had after we would, we would sit down, drink some coffee, and talk about what we did after the arguments when we were in the long distance relationship before we seen each other. We would argue, and we wouldn't talk for a few days or something like that. And I found out she wasn't eating because the arguing got to her, and she felt like she was missing a piece of her. And that could only happen if a woman has a low body count. A lot of women here, it may affect them if someone they love breaks up with them or they break up with them, but that's not going to stop them from eating. That's not going to stop them from drinking some alcohol or something like that. I literally had to tell my wife, babe, I need you to eat. I don't care if things aren't going good between me and you. I need you to eat. And she just said, I can't. I couldn't. I love you, and I just want things to get better. And that really affected me. I just never encountered nothing like that, bro. It was different. And let's see here. Number 8 is they make sure you have a relationship with God. It's a very religious culture. The priests and the pastors, they're on another level. They've told my wife things that I was going through in the States that nobody knew about. I'm talking about exact things. And the preachers told my wife to tell me to hang in there, to keep working. I need to pray more, which at that time I did. It just amazed me how he knew what I was going through, and what I was going through, and he told me that everything's gonna be all right. It's spiritual there, bro, I'm telling you. And we read the Bible, we pray together, and she just helps me continue to grow my relationship with God. And that's what a real woman is supposed to do. It's God, it's the man, and it's the woman. And if the man is out of character or out of his position, to me, his relationship with God is not right. So I appreciate my wife for doing that. I appreciate her for telling me, why are you worrying? Do you not believe in God? Asking me those kinds of questions and putting me back on my feet. So I appreciate that. Number 9, they are about peace, family, and non-materialistic things. And that's very true. Very true. In America, man, they put this thing in us that we need to make more money than the next person. We need to have this car. We need to make sure we flexing on the ground. We need to make sure everybody's competition. But man, when I put my feet on solid ground, there, I can't explain what I felt, man. I felt like every piece of money that I've made, I felt like every void that I had, I felt like none of that shit mattered. I felt like I started over. I felt like I found me. And since I've been back, I've been feeling like a slave since. It's really not about materialistic things, man. It's not. Her family doesn't speak English, but we translate. and they love me as much as I love them, and I'm truly grateful for them. It's a culture to me that probably is the best culture in the world. As a visitor, as someone coming in, you may witness the beauty of the people there because they're welcoming, they're great people, they're loving. But it's nothing like when you're involved with a daughter or a woman and you come around their family. It's nothing like it. They welcome you, they cook for you. Even when I didn't want to eat, they made sure I was eating. Her mother continuously kept filling my plate. It was just a different experience, bro. And I've had that here, but it's a different level over there. I can't explain it. When you bathe, they bathe you. And of course, I bathed her when we were showering, but they feed you. It's just a different experience. I've said this story numerous times. My first trip there, after I got off the flight, I met my wife for the first time. She was so beautiful, bro. Had 2 bouquet roses in both hands. I'll never forget that moment. It made me feel like a man is appreciated. See, all women think in America, all they think, they just think that a man just appreciates vagina. And the basic go out to eat, shit like that. They don't put too much effort into things here. But when I went there, bro, and she did that, stuck with me to this day, man. And number 10, bro. The man is the head of the house, and the culture is truly something to be a part of. You know, in America, there's a lot of feminism that's taking place. Men is no longer appreciated and haven't been appreciated for a long time. But when I went over there, it's a different feeling. You know, my wife always tells me, I would tell her, you know, when my daughter starts crying, I would tell her, all right, babe, just call me later. I'm gonna let you take care of her. I'll send you some money later, and take it easy. I'll talk to you soon. Be safe. She would say, no, it's okay. And I'll say, no. She's crying. And she would say, if there was no you, there would be no her. You're the first. If you want to talk, we could talk now. If you want to talk later, we could talk later. And I said, just get you some rest, babe. Just call me later. And she'll say, okay. Let me say those words again. She said, if it wasn't for you, there would be no daughter. You are the first. You are before her. That's what she said. You see, fellas, there's bad women, meaning beautiful as fuck, but 9 chances out of 10, you're never gonna be her imprint because she already done been around the block. You get what I'm saying? And then there's women that's never had a child, that's only had one relationship, that's never been married, and my wife, in a lot of ways, I am her first. And I see how she values me, she appreciates me, and the bond that we have, or that she has towards me, is it's unexplainable, bro. I truly do love her. I truly would die for her. There's been plenty of men in the book, the Bible, and back in the biblical days that had wives that were of Ethiopian descent, and I see why. They're naturally beautiful, man. They're great women. They're very strong, and I'm not talking about independent. I'm talking about when the man is going through something, they can feel it, they can sense it, and they care. I'm not a man that gives a shit about how much money a woman makes, bro. I care about her character. I care about what's in here. And when I met her, I knew we were going to start a future. So right now, things may be difficult because of what my ex is doing, but I'm going to overcome it. I have to. So think about those 10 things, brothers. And if you find yourself in a situation where this is something you want, then you go for it. I have property there, so any of you brothers can hit me up. I'm going to charge a small fee, but I'll make sure you have taxis. I'll make sure my in-laws will take care of you. You can stay at my place there, and I just want to look out for you guys, bro. I want you guys to experience the same peace that I experience. So I'm out, man. I'm tired, bro. I'm about to eat and I'm about to crash out. But I love you, brothers, man. I'm not here to make no money. I'm just here to share my experiences, and I'm gonna get more in depth with it later on down the road. I'm fighting through some negative experiences that I got going on with my ex. I got court. I got all this other shit. I'm paying for lawyers, but things are going to be back to normal. I will be back in Ethiopia, and I will be picking up where I left off. We're going to do some things, man. So stay up, stay prayed up, never give up, and no matter what, keep your faith up. Forever foreign. I'm out. Peace.